Bishop energy, I team meant that in the game. The same teeth flash when they say And if you come out with a toothpick in your mouth and you spit on the ground, it means that you're into mutilation and sadism. Proxies, misogynistic and sadist. So the game is to be offensive, get people upset, all up to see their feelings. It's a crying game, so the goal is to make people cry. And then you'll have someone overtalk somebody else, get upset that somebody has already died, and that they no longer can hear them cry. And that's the new person who's supposed to be the last person who used to be the person they would make cry. But now what they do is they have a script that they have kept track of all the things and phrases the dead person used to say. Now proxies say yes to death, so now they can pretend to be that person that they killed, only not pretending they are now the dead. And you need to know who the white temple Mormons are, because every single white underwear garment is a CIA involved in the MK Ultra. Also the temple Mormons utilize the badges of all those that they killed. So plotting to be anybody and everybody possible, scenarios of anybody in the government that they now believe they are them. And as proxies are the overthrown government for at least I know what, since the 70s, 5 decades. So it starts off with the story of the Mormon militia military that they now go by the Latter-day Saints, or the Saints government, and they don't prefer Mormon, even though they have a Book of Mormon, which is their book, but they do not like to be called Mormon. So as the script changes, keeping up with how it works, so you always are going to know that they are government. Everybody who wears white underwear, that is a temple saints, will always be a government position. So they're gonna be investigations, keepers, their cons, and full-time liars, and it's 100% corruption. Proxies set people up, it's always a setup, and it's always another setup, and it's for blackmail, it's for putting people in institutions and in prison. And that's what the Latter-day Saints, temple saints do, and the Latter-day Saints, temple saints do, and the Latter-day Saints symbols is proxies, put a hit on people and say inspire where who they are, even down in business, contracted killers. Turn down, which means that proxies automatically take over the assets of their divide up between themselves. Everything imagined, proxies, stalkers, remote viewing, watching voyeurs, running for wars on hundreds of cents. Now on a trip right, how much of it gets according to my experience? Doesn't sound like it's really even possible to have probate when it deals with temple sex. My experience feels there's no real registry. I paid for a full and do for nothing. Really the fact that it will show the receipts and prove what I paid for, and I ended up with nothing. Assets and souls, same type of free restitution order in Utah. No will registry or ways to prevent the situation. There was no way to prevent kicked out of Utah, because saints are brave robbers, and so it was already came ahead of time for my mother's burial. Or the blood was paid for, but then I found out that she would not be staying in the ground. Everything that got paid for, I would be told that would be now paid for again. Not only did I think that my mother had all this money set aside for things, I was told immediately that there would be no money for anything, even though I was beneficiary. I gave my mom from my house money I got back until the house money, but still it was a $500,000 house, and I was the beneficiary. I only got $124,000. I lost every single thing that I had at a house since the 1985. Also the fact that I sold my house, gave a lot of money, paid taxes, utility, and insurance. All my possessions that